right, gentlemen, who's ready for another round of Mario Kart Mayhem?
You bet, Barack. I've been practicing my banana peel tossing technique, and this time I won't let any of you win this race. Mark my words, folks, this is going to be the best race you've ever seen.
Well, nice to be back, gentlemen, but Barack, why did you invite Joe again? I don't know if you can, but I can't handle his old man talk tonight. But let me tell you, Joe, that I've been strategizing my way to victory, just like in the real world, folks.
Old man talk? What are you talking about, Donald? I think you better shut the fuck up and start racing, man. We're not here for bad energy, but just to bring joy and fun, right? Oh, and to answer your question, Donald, I invited myself tonight.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Barack, why on earth did you give Joe access to our login passwords? Are you out of your mind?
Donald, stop insulting me. And just for your information, Joe was the one who chose this game. So what do you mean give access? He created the login himself.
That's right, Barack. Glad you like this game, folks. And don't mind Donald, he's growing a bit older every day, so I forgive his old grumpy brain.
Oh, really, Joe? You chose this game, huh? That's just not true. I don't know what you guys are up to, but if you think you're confusing me, you're wrong. I came up with the idea to play Mario Double Dash. Who else? I'm the king of the Mario games. And if you don't believe me, ask the viewers.
Oh, that's a great idea. Hey, folks who are watching this, if you think that Donald needs to see his doctor and that he's a complete jerk, then give this video a thumbs up and drop your reaction in the comments. Thanks in advance.
I don't think Donald meant that kind of question, Joe, and be careful with what you say. We have a serious fan base of Donald here. If you're saying this, we know for sure that nobody will give this video a thumbs up.
And so it is, Barack. So during the time you two were talking nonsense, well, not the last part of what Barack said, of course, but everything Joe just said, I practiced my Mario skills and searched for some good power-ups that I'm going to use against both of you.
You think you can win with that, Donald? Well, watch out, Don. I'm just practicing my diplomatic skills. Aiming for a fair race, of course, because I'm not like you.
You'll need more than diplomacy to catch me, Obama. I've got the best evasion skills.
Yeah, right, Don. Well, you know that you've always had a way with words, so tell me, what's your secret?
Well, Barack, it's all about the art of evasion. You see, I've got this special skill that comes in handy. It's like my superpower.
Yes, Donald, but he asked what your secret is?
Yes, I can hear you, Joe. Don't interrupt this conversation, Grandpa. But keep your eyes on the road because I saw you almost slipping off the road not long ago.
Evasion, you say, Donnie? Like dodging questions from the press?
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg, my friend. I've mastered the art of evading taxes, evading accountability, and even evading those pesky campaign promises.
Well, Don, I must admit you've got a unique way of looking at things, but that's not a surprise. We knew that already, right, guys?
You know, Barack, I'm so good at evasion, I could probably dodge a blue shell in Mario Kart, something that you can't do, huh? Haha.
Now that's a bold claim. Blue shells are notorious for finding their target no matter what. And before you can use them, you first have to find them. And from what I can see now, you're not qualified for that part.
Not for the evasion expert? Imagine this, I'm cruising in my cart, and just as that blue shell is about to hit me, I pull off a perfect dodge. It's like a work of art, Barack, a masterpiece. You seem a bit confused as well. You don't even remember what a blue shell is anymore, haha, but no problem, you're growing older, right? All good.
Donnie, I'm not sure if Mario Kart skills are transferable to real life, but your confidence is truly something, and I'm not liking it.
Well, that's what I always say, Barack. Donald is just so annoying to be around because that man is so full of himself. It's almost pathetic.
Confidence is key, my friends. If you believe you can dodge a blue shell, you can dodge anything. I'd rather be remembered as a confident man than a shivering old grandpa who can't even bear his own reflection.
And where did that argument come from again? I know you're referencing me, but if you dare to throw something like that out of your mouth, come up with examples.
This is not a smart move, Joe. You're literally digging your own grave right now. You know that, right?
Oh, haha, indeed, Barack. Well, Joe, where should I start? You know what the funny thing is about playing with you? The fact that you're so annoying to be around makes it less bad. Since you make so many blunders with every game that we could make a whole TV show out of it.
Nice talk, but I don't hear any examples, so I'd describe this as unfair.
Joe, my friend, I've got to say, your Mario Kart skills are legendary. I've been hearing some stories, you know. There was this one time when you confused the blue shell for a congratulatory fireworks display. You just sat there, arms raised, while it closed in on you. Ha ha ha, so funny.
Ah yes, a tribute to my appreciation for pyrotechnics, even in the virtual world. That doesn't defend me at all. Go on.
And then there was that moment you thought a mushroom was a magical shrinking potion. You used it and ended up getting smaller right in the middle of a race. I'm so sure you didn't read the game rules before you started, otherwise you wouldn't have made that mistake.
I call that the downsizing for equality strategy, Don. It's all about leveling the playing field.
And let's not forget the time you mistook a banana peel for a congratulatory handshake right before you spun out.
Well, in my defense, it's all about maintaining personal connections, even on the racetrack.
Personal connections, huh? I'd love to hear how you spin that one when you're slipping on a banana peel in the Oval Office. Just in case you forgot, everybody's watching you, and I recorded that one. Haha, so if you try something on me, I have material to blackmail you.
Oh my goodness, you recorded that, Donald? You sneaky old bastard. Why would you do that? That's not funny at all. Remove that file immediately. Barack, say something. This isn't fucking fair.
Well, Joe, what should I say? You're digging your own grave, and don't say I didn't warn you.
Ha ha ha, you've got a unique way of looking at things, Joe. I'll give you that.
Speaking of unique, remember that time you tried to use a red shell as a phone to call for help? Yeah, if you treat me like this, I can do that too, and even better.
Haha, in your dreams, Joe. Let's focus on the race. But I must agree, guilty as charged. I thought it was a hotline to victory.
Well, it's nice that you're admitting it yourself. I didn't expect you to react so calmly and reasonably, not like you. But keep that spirit, Donnie. I must say this race is going really well, actually. So what kind of games did you guys play before? Well, of course, the games besides the ones we played together, but tell me.
Well, I've dabbled in some classic arcade games back in the day. Pac-Man, Space Invaders, the good stuff.
Classic games for a classic guy, Joe. Quite interesting that you know how to name those games. But I've always been a fan of strategy games. I've conquered civilizations in Age of Empires like nobody's business.
Ah, a strategic mind at work. I appreciate that. As for me, I've had my share of FIFA matches. I might not have been on the field, but I controlled those virtual players like a maestro. Actually, I like different games with a sports topic, like baseball, tennis, all that kind of stuff. Perhaps we've never played those before.
So, Barack, are you trying to tell us that you're the real reason for Team USA's soccer success? Hard to imagine, though.
Well, let's just say I brought my A game to the virtual pitch, but don't act so surprised, Joe. You know that I am the master of sports games. I played Wii Sports before with Michelle, and I was the one who went home with victory.
That's an unfair comparison. Women aren't less good at sports than men, so this doesn't prove anything. And speaking of games, let's not forget about the good old days of Monopoly. I've made deals and bankrupted my way to victory more times than I can count.
Women aren't less good in sports, Donald. You should know that. So there's no difference between Michelle and me. But I'm just a better baseball player than you, not because I am a man.
Agreed, Barack. And Monopoly, Don? I can only imagine the real estate empire you've built on that game board. Just like in real life, you immediately buy the most expensive and best property right in front of us.
Maybe you should practice your skills and become a real estate master. Whether I'm buying things in a game or real life, I know what I'm doing, Joe. Remember that.
Well, yeah, but I bet your opponents were just as thrilled as your business partners.
You know it, Barack. A deal's a deal, whether it's in the boardroom or the gaming room. But goddamn, I love Monopoly. Actually, maybe we should play that game again.
Yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Donald. But guys, I must confess, I've also had my fair share of Mario Kart races. There's just something about those colorful tracks and those pesky blue shells. And I mean the regular races, not this game.
Ah, the great equalizer, the blue shell. It brings both joy and despair to the track, like we discussed before. Haha, Joe, I'm quite confused that you like this game because you're always fighting with your controller and trying to figure out how not to fall off the racing track.
Needing more time to practice doesn't mean I don't like it, Barack. Gaming isn't always about winning, I prefer a good evening with some bad jokes and funny conversation more than claiming victory.
Great that you don't want to claim your victory. I'm marking it down right now, so the next time you start arguing about losing again, I'll show you your own words.
Fine by me. I've got to admit it's one of my all-time favorites. It's like diplomacy on wheels. I like that better than fighting against Bowser and Super Mario Brothers. God damn it, that beat is just awful.
Haha, diplomacy on wheels, that's a new one, Joe. But I can see the resemblance. Dodging banana peels is a lot like dodging tough questions.
Navigating through Rainbow Road is a lot like navigating the complexities of foreign policy. It requires precision and a bit of luck.
Well, gentlemen, I propose a Mario Kart race to settle the score once and for all. Diplomacy, strategy, and a touch of luck. It's the perfect combination.
You're on, Joe. But remember, just like in politics, the race is not always won by the fastest. It's about making the right moves at the right time. Right, Donald? You can learn something from this too.
I don't know if you've been paying attention during the game or if you thoughtlessly pressed your accelerator, but I'm the best racer of the night. So you don't have to teach me anything, and who knows, maybe I'll surprise you both with my impeccable evasion skills later on.
Looking forward to it, Don. So gentlemen, now that our game night is winding down, what's on the agenda for the rest of the evening?
Well, I was thinking of catching up on some reading. Got a few policy papers to go through, and after that, checking out some new films and maybe grabbing some ice cream or something. What about you?
Policy papers, Joe? You're never really off duty, are you?
Old habits die hard, Donnie. Besides, there's always something to learn, even outside of the Oval Office. As the president, you should know, work never stops. Well, maybe only for 30 minutes to play with you guys, haha.
That's true, Joe. Continuous learning is a key part of personal growth. But for me, I might settle in with a good movie. I need a bit of entertainment after that intense Mario Kart session.
Won't you be going on a date with your beautiful lady?
No, she's with some friends, drinking wine, and you know, when 5 women get together, they can't stop talking. So I think I'll see her tomorrow morning or something. I'll be spending the evening alone after this.
Barack, you're speaking my language. A good movie and a glass of the finest. That's how you unwind. Be happy you have some spare time. Lovely.
Don, you've always had a way of making relaxation sound like a luxury experience. But good company is key to having a great evening, you know. I understand, Barack. I don't like to be alone either.
No, but you're just weird sometimes, Joe. There's nothing wrong with spending time alone. That's good for your mind. And besides, if you're working, why should your wife stay home if you're not even going to talk to her? I believe in living life to the fullest, even in the small moments with yourself. Well, that sounds weird, actually. Anyway, you guys know what I mean.
And what about you, Don? Any grand plans for the evening? Or are you going to meet up with your favorite crew at the drive-thru?
Good suggestion, Barack. Maybe I will, but you know, after all this gaming excitement, I might just kick back with a notepad and pen. Let's be creative and see if we can make some future plans.
You're not planning on drafting another executive order, are you? In that case, I'd be afraid and stay far away from you.
Not this time, Joe. I might have a spark of inspiration for my next book, but that's something for the future. I don't talk about my plans. You should never do this. Just do something and let your work speak for itself.
A book? Don, I never knew you had a literary side. What are you going to write about? 10 tips to become the most annoying person in the world? Or are you writing a guide for becoming a successful gamer? In that case, it might become a bestseller, haha.
Well, Barack, let's just say that every story needs a protagonist, and who better than yours truly? I'd rather write about truth and interesting stories that you can learn from, rather than creating a fantasy.
Don, you've got the art of storytelling down, I'll give you that. But I think you should let go of that idea and try something else, like, I don't know, just avoid pursuing that.
All right, I won't. Anything to make you happy, Joe, for now. So, guys, we just had quite the showdown in the virtual world of Mario Kart, and I must say, it's been a blast, don't you think?
That's right, Don. We want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who joined us for the fun race. Your support means a lot.
Absolutely, it's heartwarming to see how we can all come together for some friendly competition, and we enjoy discussing our fun gaming moments together.
Yeah, and while we may have our disagreements on policy, one thing we can all agree on is that camaraderie and a good laugh can bridge any gap.
That's the truth, Don. It's been a pleasure sharing these moments with you both and with our viewers. Mainly with our viewers, not that much with you, but it's not nice to say that.
Well, thanks. You just had to say that, you fucking idiot.
Haha, Joe, don't disrupt the good mood, buddy. I want to give a big shout out to our viewers. Thank you for tuning in, for supporting us, and for joining in the fun. We hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, let us know in the comments.
Let's not forget to thank each other for being good sports, both in the game and in this unique collaboration. And yes, Joe, I want to thank you too. Otherwise, I think you wouldn't deserve it anymore. But let's be friendly for now, you know.
You know, Don, I might not have won every race, but I've certainly gained some new perspectives along the way. And I really enjoyed playing with you, my friend. You know that?
And I've learned that a blue shell can be both a friend and a foe, depending on how you use it, right, Joe? I hope you've taken something from that as well.
Well said, Barack. I've learned that whether it's a race or a conversation, it's the journey that counts.
Absolutely, Barack. I learned some new things about blue shells as well, so thanks. And Don, I couldn't agree more. That's a lesson we can all take from this experience.
Here's to the power of friendship, unity, and a bit of competition and joking. But that's what makes it funny.
And to all of you out there who make these moments special, thank you for being a part of this.
Cheers to each other, to our viewers, and to many more shared moments in the future.
All right, now let's wrap up this game. See you guys next time. Oh, and Joe, keep in mind that the next time we switch games, I'm leading the way and deciding which game we're going to play. I'll find a good one.
There's nothing wrong with Mario Kart, Donald, but do what you want, my friend. It's all good.
All right, we'll figure that out later. For now, let's keep rolling with Mario Kart and try to finish all the races and levels. But if I can make a suggestion, I prefer sports games. So Donald, take a look at those games as well, if you don't mind. Thanks for playing, boys. Have a great evening.
Bye, boys. See you later.